Today we're going to talk about how to create these dice kind of games. So I was thinking we could do some like maybe icebreaker ones, maybe some ELA type ones. And then with this kind of mini make and take, you could also create your own dice kind of game. So first things first is right here. This is the collaborative deck. So everybody in the Google group will have access to this. So if you are in that Google group, you will be able to add your own dice kind of game and to add so we can have our students be more collaborative and all of that kind of stuff. So here is the one that I've shared. I created this one on Canva. So when I first created this one, I just went to canva.com, and if you are an educator, you get it completely free. So I would highly suggest going in, getting Canva for Education. And then all I did is I used this template right here, and I took out, you can kind of see this part, and I took that out and I just duplicated these. So Canva is really, really easy to work with. Let me go back because it kind of took away what I had. And then in Elements, I just searched dice. And there was all these different dice, and this is the look that I wanted. So I went here and I picked these dice. And then I added those different questions that I was thinking about. So right there is an example using Canva. Now, here are a couple other examples. Someone created this on Twitter. So what we're going to do is I've already went ahead and I kind of made my own icons for today. I just made, I went into shapes, and then I grabbed this shape right here and I used it and I formed it to be kind of a dice. And then I added little circles to add our numbers to the dice. So all of these dice are customizable, which is really, really fun. And I also use the theme colors. So if you go up here and you go into slide, edit theme, you can go in and change the colors of the dice. So maybe I want this whole dice to be a different color instead of that purple. I can go in and I can change that whole theme, and all of those dice will change because I've used that theme masters kind of slide. So if I go in here, edit theme, I can go into this one right here. Right here where it says text and background, that's going to be the box. So where that purple color is. So let's go ahead and let's go to format options. And then I want to go into, actually, I don't want to go into format options. I want to go into colors. And then right here, that purple color, let's go ahead and let's find maybe a color palette that we could use. So I always like to go to the session that we did with Sadie, because I learned so much about colors, and everybody has really cool color palettes on that session. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to that session and see what kind of pops up and what I could use for my dice. And again, this is in the edit theme, and then I can go and change that purple color. If I want to change the dots, that's the white. So that's the text and background number 2. The circle, like the border around the circle, that's text and background number 3. And then I think it was like one of the accents is the outside part. So if you want to change them, it's really easy to do and pretty quick to do as well. And I can kind of go in and, again, pick whichever colors I want to use. Maybe I'm doing one activity on something. I can go in and quickly change those. If you want to use those, make sure you make a copy of this template and then add yours in later, because it will change everybody who uses that template colors. Or I could just go in and kind of update whatever I wanted to fix my colors as well. But you would have to do that for each individual color. So let me go ahead and grab some here. I'm going to copy this URL so that way if you want to do some as well, you're more than welcome to. So there's mine. I'm going to go back here and find some colors. All right, let's see. Oh, this one's fun. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. And Brandy picked out these colors, so this will be, again, a really, really fun one. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into, let's go ahead and copy this, actually. Let's delete that. Let's go into slide, edit theme. I'm going to paste it right here. And what I want to do is I'm going to go over to 3 dots, colors. I want this one right here. to be this blue color. And you can see my dice are changing. And then I want my second one, maybe purple. Not feeling purple. Maybe we want to leave that one, that white color. And then maybe on this one, we want to do that darker blue color. And then actually, I'm going to go back and do that purple. Okay. All right. So right there, I've got my dice. And I'm going to go ahead and actually I need to go back in, slide, edit theme, delete her color palette. I'm going to go ahead and change this background to white. And then I've got my dice. Okay. Now I want to do let's do an ELA one first. So I'm going to go here and grab this font box and I'm going to say roll and retell, because I want my students to roll and then they're going to retell whatever they get based on that dice. Okay, let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. And I'm going to go into more fonts. I kind of want like a handwriting, I think, font. And then I'm going to, oh, this one looks good. Okay, so right there, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and center it. And then I'm going to add my dice. So I've got 1. I'm going to keep that 2, 3, and we're going to probably have to get rid of some of the space. Uh-oh, I lost the dot. Make sure you grab the whole thing. Let's grab our 3. Let's grab the 4. Let's grab the 5. Okay. And then I want to kind of make these a little bit smaller so I can fit all of them on here. And you can kind of see as I'm highlighting them all because it's going to change the size for all of them when I do that, which is really, really huge, huge time saver. Because if I didn't do that, I would have to go in and individually add, resize, and do all of that to each individual one. So again, grab all, and then we'll kind of drag it down just a little bit. Let's make it just a little bit bigger. Oh, I didn't grab the 2. You want to, again, make sure you grab it all. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, right there. All right, so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add another text box. And I'm going to do a different font. Okay, so right there, I'm going to go right here. What is the story mostly about? Okay, that's the first question that I want my students to answer if they roll the number 1. So again, they have to roll the number 1, and then that would be the question that they have to answer. I'm going to copy this, add it to the number 2, and then I can do who are the main characters. Okay. And then I can add another question. And right here, I'm going to ask, when does, or let's see, where does the story take place? Okay. And I'm going to add another text box for number 4. And if my students roll a number 4, they're going to tell me when it takes place, like summer, winter, fall. And then right here, I'm going to do a number 5. What happened at the beginning, middle, and end of the story. And then 6. See here. Then if they roll on number 6, what questions do you have about the story? Okay, so again, they're going to roll the dice, and if they get one of those questions, they're going to have to answer one of these, whatever they rolled, one of those questions. Okay, I'm going to try to, let's see if I can do, I don't know how this is going to look. Okay, and then I'm going to scroll these just a little bit over, a little bit more. Okay, right about there looks good. And again, I'm just kind of playing with the size of this in the font. All right, so there's one on ELA. Now let's go ahead and let's create another one, but this time instead of on ELA, let's create one for like getting to know you. Okay, so again, I went in and I changed those colors to purple. So I am going to want to go back. I'm actually going to leave some of these because that purple is actually really pretty. Let me change this background real quick to white. Okay. And then now that I've got that white background, I'm going to copy just this slide because I want to keep those purples for that slide I just did. So let me go ahead and file, make a copy of just that slide. And I'm going to call this, instead of dice to brief, I'm going to call this icebreaker. Okay, let me go ahead and I'm going to throw this link into the chat as well. That way, if anybody wants to kind of use these colors or just this one, you can, but it's also going to go right, not here, but it will go somewhere on there. Okay, so right here, I've got my dice again. This time I'm going to go into slide, edit theme. And again, I didn't want that purple. So let's go ahead and let's find another theme that we could use. Let's do this one. Okay, so Amy made this one and it's beautiful. And I just love that session because again, it's so easy to add these colors on. Colors, I'm going to go to first one. Let's do that dark blue. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Okay. 2. Yeah, we could do that. I think that would look good. And then 3. I think we're at this one. That one's really hard to see. I might wait to use that one. Okay, perfect. So now that I've got my dice over here, I can then, add them over. Okay. This time I'm going to go to insert and I'm going to insert a table. Okay, and I think I'm going to try that first. All right, so right there, we've got that. Let me go ahead and let's do some word art. I'm going to call it Icebreakers. Okay, and then I want to do this blue color. Okay, so that was fun. And I think there's some fun things that I was learning from Slides Mania. So let's see if I can remember those. Okay, I think I like that font. Format options. And then we went into this drops shadow, I believe. And blur. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay, that looks good. Let's see if I can do that. Okay, perfect. Okay, so right there, I've got my Icebreakers logo kind of ready to go. And then in this box, I want that same font that I had, and I want it to be probably 14 is probably good. Okay, so if my students roll a number 1, put that right in this box. That's going to go there. I'm going to put number 2 here. And I think I have way too many. I want to get rid of this column. Okay, so I'm going to delete this row. Oh, undo. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. Okay, and I'm going to move my dice over just a tad. Actually, I'm going to start over. Bring this on over. Okay. And again, I want my dice up here, and then I'm going to type in this box. If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go? Okay. And that needs to be just bigger. I also probably want it to be centered. Okay, let's see how this is looking. Uh-oh, I don't want to mess it up. Okay, my number 1 right there. Okay, so far I like what I'm seeing. I don't know if I got that bottom number 2. I did. Okay. And then 3 over here. Okay, so everything's like lining up. I like to use a table to help me with that. because again, it can make things a lot easier as I'm doing that. So number 2, if you were stranded on a desert, and so I want to know what they would take with them if they were stranded. And then number 3, if you could eat only one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Okay. And again, I might have to make these just a tad bit smaller just to fit everything on here. Okay. And then again, let's move. Let's see here. Okay, let's go ahead and start typing. If you won $1 million, what is the first thing you would buy? So if that's the number 4 one. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring number 5 over. And then number 6 as well. Okay, this number 4 one needs to go up. And what's happening is this is hidden behind the table. Okay. Right about there. Okay. So I've got my 5 and 6 left. So if you, let's go ahead and be like, if you could spend the day with one fictional character, who would it be? And then number 6, let's do if you found a magic lantern and a genie gave you 3 wishes, what would you wish for? Okay, so I've got my questions right there. And again, I've got 19 there, and then I need to just make these just a tad bit smaller. Oh, I went with 19. And then I want to get rid of this table because I just wanted it to kind of align things and make them even. So right here, I'm going to go to transparent. And there you go. I've got my nice little icebreakers that my students can do. And then I'm just going to come over here, paste it in here. That way it's in the collaborative deck. And my colors remained the same. So again, if you change the colors on the collaborative deck, it will change the colors on this one. So just kind of keep that in mind and make a copy of this slide and then add it in later because we do want to see that. Also, don't forget to put who created it. So right there, I created this one. So just add your name and you can start to add your different icebreakers or your different dice games that you're kind of thinking about, because you can do a lot of different activities when it comes to games in the classroom. So please add those ideas onto the slide deck. That way we can collaborate and we can use all these different ideas together. And if you use a Canva, add the image and then put the link for the template. So to do that, you'll just click right here, use the template. And now that I've got the template, I would hit share and then change this to template and copy that link. So that is how you can do that. Okay. I hope you enjoy, and I cannot wait to see your creations when it comes to using dice in the classroom.